Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So I reviewed the SU9 DAC and the M400 DAC. Now if you haven't seen those reviews, go ahead. I have a link in the description below of this video. Go click on them and watch those videos if you're interested in those DACs. But those were very good DACs for the performance and price point. Now the M400 was a great DAC until the SU9 came out, because SU9, quite frankly, was very similar to the M400 in terms of its sound signature and performance. I almost saw no difference, like I stated in the SU9 review. Very minute differences. Now, SMSL has come up with matching headphone amplifiers for the SU9 and the M400. SU9's matching companion is the SH9. H for presumably the headphone, right? And we have the SP400 for the companion with the M400 DAC. Now, obviously, the headphone amplifier for the M400 matching companion, SP400, has matching aesthetics. It has a tempered glass on the top. It's a little bit bigger, more power than the SH9, which is the matching companion to the SU9 DAC, which is a little bit more minimalistic in design. It is a smaller box, smaller amplification power, still enormous power to practically drive most of the headphones out there, but nevertheless, smaller design, more compact, and both of these are technically stackable with these companion DACs. Now, I found almost no difference with the SU9 and the M400. Did I find much of a difference with the M400 and SP400 and the SH9 amplifier? And using the same DACs and changing out DACs multiple times, I personally did not find much of a difference between the two individual amplifiers in terms of sound signature. And if any, I actually preferred the cheaper option, because it actually gave me a little bit more warmer characteristic, a little bit more musical, at least to my ears. Now, so that's very interesting, because according to measurements by Audio Science Reviews and SMSL themselves, I believe, the M400 amplifier, the SP400, all these numbers, is a better measuring unit. And it should technically sound better, cleaner. And while it does sound cleaner in my perspective and my ears, it certainly didn't provide me with the grunt and the impact that the SH9 provided me with. Now, given this, please keep in mind that these are very minute differences. If any, it is very small differences. Both of these units sound pretty neutral, very impactful, and they drive, with clarity and detail. However, it is very small in difference. So my suggestion is, if you don't want that last 1 or 2%, then the SH9 is a big saver in terms of dollars. Now, we did a little interesting test, because I was thinking maybe it would be interesting to bring in my friend Tujin to do a blind A/B test between the two to see if he hears a distinguishable difference between the two, and does he have a one that he absolutely prefers, or is it kind of like too similar to distinguish in a blind A/B test situation. And I honestly believe that he would pick one or the other almost randomly. But I found the result to be quite interesting in this case. Even that 1 or 2% to someone who is really into music, and depending on the music you're playing, and always depending on the music you're playing, the SH9 or the SP400 could be your choice. Never mind the price point. Now, to explain it very quickly, the test we did was we took the Peak and Pi and the internal DAC within the Peak and Pi, and used the XLR output from the Peak and Pi to the SMSL SP400 and the SH9. Now, this way, I was just able to quickly switch back and forth just the XLR outputs. We used the Sennheiser HD600 as the headphone of choice, because everyone has that headphone or have at least tried that headphone. It's a very popular headphone in my opinion. And we used the low gain on both of the units and output it through XLR balanced, because I believe that that's what most people get these amplifiers for, to use its balance capability. Now, both of these are, I forgot to mention, THX certified, which is quite impressive at this price point, and that guarantees that it is by THX standards, and yada yada yada. But that, to me, to be fair, means absolutely almost nothing to me unless it sounds good and musical. And I think that these do sound great, but my personal choice of someone who wants a little bit more grunt on the bottom end and a little bit more soundstage, and a little bit more sweetness on the top, I do prefer the Burson Soloist and even the Funk amplifier, which is a stereo speaker amplifier as well as a headphone amplifier. Granted, those I don't think measure as well or THX certification like these do, but I just found them a little bit more musical for my taste, and I do prefer the Burson's sound signature. Now, back to the topic here. Today we're not talking about Burson, we're talking about these guys, but that was just a little side comparison. So we did this test very quickly. Now I know you guys are gonna ask, how about with this DAC? How about with that DAC? The fact of the matter is that the companion DACs do sound better than the Peak & Pi's internal DAC, but doing that test would have taken a lot more time to switch back and forth. And in accordance with the audio memory, we wanted to do it as fast as possible in terms of switching from this amplifier to this amplifier. So this was the quickest way possible. We also wanted to be able to stream on my phone to choose the music as fast as possible. We chose the tracks beforehand that Tujin was familiar with. And so we had to be a little bit more flexible. That's why we couldn't do multiple DACs, or we would have done so. Now, granted, with different DACs, these can sound, a little bit different. For example, with the Guster DAC, you can make it sound a little bit more warmer, etc., etc. But we're not talking about DAC pairings to these today. We're gonna be talking about more of the differences between the bigger brother and the smaller brother, and if you should spend a little bit more on the bigger brother, or does the smaller brother in fact sound better, at the expense of a little bit more less power. So we're gonna go into that today. We prepared a little bit of a skit. I didn't want to make this really boring blind A/B test to drag it all long, so we did some editing and some acting to make it a little bit more fun. I think it came out okay. It was just a little bit weird because we're not professional actors. So I hope you guys have a laugh. We tried to make it as fun as possible. I was really in the moment with my character more than Tujin. But I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Enjoy the blind A/B test, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Not a word.
Okay.
Not a word.
All right.
So what do we have here?
I don't know. A blind A/B.
Are you gonna be cooperative with me? You're gonna be difficult.
I don't know. It depends on my ears.
Play smartass with me, by all means. Today's date is September 10, 1995. Recording.
Beautiful.
Put that in front of you. Recording every word you say.
Okay, no.
All right.
So are you gonna get this rolling? What's happening?
Not a word. All right, put your headphones on.
Done.
All right. You're gonna put your right hand up once you have a feel for what you're hearing.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah. I'm good.
No words. No words. Just put your hand up. So A, the first one, or the second one, B?
I prefer B.
Fast answer.
Yeah.
Alright then. We'll move on to the next one. So A, the first one, or the second one?
A.
Is there a reason you're answering like that?
Yeah.
Well, give me a reason.
A just has a bit more authority.
Okay. Alright. How about the first choice? Same answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
More authority.
Alright.
Just like slightly fuller in sound.
Okay. Alright. Moving on to the next test. Now, if you're lying with me, sir, you're gonna serve a longer sentence.
Not a problem.
I'm very cooperative. I like it. The A or B?
B, the second one.
Do you have a different answer this time?
No, it's been consistent.
The same old, eh?
Yeah.
Same old. Okay.
This one was a tough one, but I think I'm gonna lean towards A.
Alright. You have a reason for that?
It's slightly harder hitting bass. That's about it. Just slightly.
Just slightly. Okay. I'm not liking the answers that I'm getting here, young man. You laughing at me? Think this is funny?
I'm just kidding.
You think this is funny? It's not funny.
Are you okay?
No, it's not funny. Alright, next.
A.
A.
Yeah. Slightly more impactful. B.
Why is that?
Just way more impactful.
All you've been giving me is impactful.
That's the only real difference I hear. Just a difference in impact.
I mean, it's sentenced to life at this point.
It do be like that.
Alright. This is a fast one, eh?
A.
Why is
It's
A?
just a slight difference, but A has the edge.
Why is that?
It's just the way the bass hits.
Alright. It's gonna be the way I hit you.
Okay.
You think this is funny? You think I'm playing jokes with you?
I have rights.
You have no rights. After what you've committed, you have no rights. That's why you're doing this test.
Uh-huh.
What did you do anyways?
I don't know.
Good question. Good question. Alright, let's go. You've been an audiophile, naughty audiophile buying cables.
Uh-huh.
That's what got you here in the first place.
Mm-hmm. This one's really close, but I'm gonna give it to A.
Where was that?
It's really hard to distinguish, but it's just A, the impact.
Alright.
It's A.
Why is it A?
Just, it's kind of same thing. I feel like I messed up the last one,
You want to change your answer for the last one?
Yeah. Do the opposite.
Why is that?
Because it was so close, but now that I hear it more and more, just one of the amps just sound a bit more full-bodied, while the other one just is more centric around the mid-range and treble.
So you think the other one, the one you're changing to, is the amp you like?
Yeah, the more full-bodied one.
So you're changing your answers.
For the one previous.
You're playing games with me here, boy?
I think I am. A.
Why is it A?
Just slightly and more impactful. Are we done?
I have one last question for you. And you answer this wrong, and this could be the end of you.
Okay.
At least end of your audiophile career, that is. Which one of these did you choose?
The bigger one? You almost knocked over the plants.
Well, I have a lot more to worry about because you're going to audiophile jail, my man.
No way.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I picked a smaller one?
You picked a smaller one. It's the end of your career. Going to audiophile jail. Life sentence.
Is that at least cheaper?
It is cheaper. So it'll be lighter on your wallet, but you're still going to audiophile jail.
I think I can deal with that.
Alright, call in Jason, book this man, and take him away.
How's Jason?